interrupt the regular scheduled programming, my hair series, for a special episode today about Drag Race and who should win season 13. Alright, we're down to the final 4 for the second week in a row, and I'm going to be scoring them with my own special scoring system to see who wins, alright? And along with that, I'm going to do a makeup tribute to the actual winner of Drag Race UK, Bimini Bon Boulash. Alright, if that's something you want to see, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and ring that bell for post notifications. Alright, let's get cracking. Okay, I'm back. So today I'm going to try to do one of Bimini Bon Boulash's fashion looks. Okay, I tried doing this before. In fact, I did a TikTok right there. It didn't really go as planned. You know, Bimini sometimes doesn't have eyebrows, and when I don't have eyebrows, I look really, really manly. Okay, so I'm going to do a bit of a Wonder Snatch kind of a version of this look. Okay, while I talk about this last episode of Drag Race. And I'm going to be using some of this new stuff. Okay, all this new makeup that I haven't used before. Viral things that have been very exciting. Okay, first let's prime, and I have a very sweaty nose today, so I hope things will stay on. This is e.l.f. Okay, so today I'm going to talk about this last episode, and also I'm going to do a run through, okay, of this scoring system that I have for the final 4 of RuPaul's Drag Race Season 13. I'll be using Ru's categories: Charisma, Uniqueness, Nerve, and Talent. And for Charisma, I'll be focusing on things like, does she make Ru laugh? How much Ru likes her? Okay, how much Ru is charmed by her? Hint, hint. Also, how she is in the confessionals, how she comes across in the confessionals, stuff like that. Uniqueness is basically, as a package, how unique the contestant is, where they lie in terms of branding and stuff like that. So, you know, catchphrases and all that. Nerve, okay, how she's risen up to the challenge to, you know, be nervy. And of course, talent. I think talent is a big part that actually split into 4 things. One is the performance in this episode, performance over the entire season, makeup, and fashion. Okay, so that one has broken up into 4 bits. And I'm also going to throw in one last category, off-camera behavior and standing. Okay, I think they really take this into account these days. So this is basically going to be 8 parts for a total of 32 points. Okay, and we'll see who has the highest. Oh, and I'll also be talking about the fashions of the eliminated queens also near the end. Alright, so stay tuned for that. Okay, so I'm going to try a new foundation today. I'm going to try the KVD Good Apple foundation, which has gone viral on TikTok. Everyone says it's really good. Some people say it's not very good for oily skin. And since I don't wear makeup for more than a couple of hours, let's just see how this turns on. Everyone seems to be applying it on with a brush, but I think I want to try with a sponge first. It's not bad. Oh, a little goes quite a long way. Cover brows. Okay, so it's not the best for brow cover. Okay, so anyway, in this last final episode, episode 14 of season 13, is basically performing to a RuPaul song. And this time the song is Lucky. Lucky seems to be either a name of a pop song, a dog, or a gangster, right? And it's quite a nice song. Okay, it's a very 60s song, very like something like Hairspray, something that come off Hairspray, and the visuals are also very pop, very colorful, and they're trying to do this kind of a lingerie and dark hair kind of a theme. It looks a bit like a Fashion Nova commercial, don't you think? Well, they all look amazing. Okay, the lingerie is very good. I think this is kind of a bit like my aesthetic, right? Sometimes I like to just do a lingerie and a very, very boudoir kind of a drag look. And they have to write their own what they call brag tracks, okay? Not a bitch track, but brag track. So why they're the most amazing person to take part in RuPaul's Drag Race. And I thought the episode started off quite fun, where they were trying on each other's wigs. It was quite nice seeing Symone get her life trying on Rosé's big up ponytail. Okay, so this one is quite nice and buildable, and it is, the finish is not the best. It really tends to accentuate, you know, with the lights here you can't see, but it does accentuate a lot of the little crevices and everything. And it doesn't really cover the brows 100%. Okay, so let's see whether this foundation mixes well with other liquid foundations, which is what I like to do for drag, so it's very important that they mix. Okay, so this is just some super stay. Try to cover up those brows a little bit more. Yep, it melts right in. It's not bad. I'm going to try this Dose of Colours concealer, which I bought for over Christmas and hardly ever used. Fills in the under eye a lot better than that foundation. So a lot of YouTubers say this can look very cakey, but cakey is good for drag. Oh yeah, and here Rosé, when they're trying on wigs, Rosé does that I'm a gay ass bitch, I'm Joey J thing. Okay, Joey J has been mentioned a lot in the last few episodes. Good for him. Still gonna have to go in and highlight a little bit more with my 070. So let's start going into all these contestants. So Gottmik. Okay, first let's start with Gottmik. Okay, Gottmik obviously was probably my favorite going into the season. Okay, I already done 2 Gottmik inspired looks. I'll probably do another one soon. Okay, her final look was amazing. Okay, for charisma, I gave Gottmik like a 3. She comes in second. Oh, that really creases, look at that. Okay, I think I got a powder soon. Okay, I also got the Good Apple foundation in 10074 to try to contour with. Okay, so for charisma, I gave Gottmik a 3. She obviously makes Ru laugh and Ru is completely besotted by her. Okay, you can tell from the interview that Ru really likes Gottmik, really enamored by her talent and her able to come through on all the comedy challenges. Okay, for uniqueness, I gave Gottmik, of course, a 4. Okay, she gets top marks for uniqueness mainly because, okay, she's the first trans man to compete on RuPaul's Drag Race. Okay, and this makes her completely unique already. And of course, her makeup is iconic. And there really isn't anyone like her, okay, from all the previous seasons. And she's got amazing presence also. So her uniqueness, I think out of the 4 of them, I gave her 4. For nerve, Gottmik gets 3. She comes in second for that as well. It really takes nerve to apply to RuPaul's Drag Race at all when she is so different from everyone else. And also knowing that it's going to put her up for a lot of online hate and a lot of backlash. She tops everyone for that. Oh wow, this is very pigmented. Still using the Good Apple. Contour the nose. Okay, for talent, 4-part category. For performance in this episode, I gave her a 3. I think her verse was definitely the second best. She's quite clever with her lyrics when she references RuPaul's You're All Born Naked, and she says, RuPaul says you're all born naked, but Gottmik says love your body, don't fake it. Okay, so it kind of builds on RuPaul's mantras, and that's something I think RuPaul likes, while still being true to herself. The performance in the season, I actually gave her a 2. She comes in third because she has 2 wins, okay, although they are the 2 best wins, okay, so the 2 wins for the ball and the snatch game, they might as well be counted as 2 for each because those are the iconic challenges on Drag Race. Okay, I'm going to try to go for a bit of a Bimini eyebrow, okay? Bimini doesn't usually wear eyebrows, but when she does, it's a very low curved brow rather than a very arched brow. Okay, I think I need to throw on my face tapes for that. I'll be right back. Alright, let's just map out these brows. Also with a Good Apple. She has quite a low and Gottmik's makeup, exceptional. She's obviously 4. She has an iconic face. She manages to change it up a lot. Okay, and she also has an amazing YouTube channel already, talking all about her makeup. So check it out. Fashion, she obviously gets a 4. Okay, she already made Ru gasp when she came on during the ball. Yeah, she's got a sense of humor with the hot pocket fashion with the washes. Okay, she's got a sense of references and humor and everything, so she gets a 4 definitely for fashion. Okay, let's just powder that before we go on. Okay, and for my final category for off-camera behavior and branding and all that, she actually gets a 4 from me too, okay? She's got one of the more iconic merch, okay, the one with her nipples that has caused a little bit of controversy already. She already has built-in catchphrases like gorge, 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 and also in this episode, you know, she's got Cantalina, so she's got Gagachandra and Cantalina, so you know, she's already, you know, churning out these catchphrases, which I think they're probably going to be using in future episodes as well. And in this episode, Ru and Michelle gave her another catchphrase, right? Baby Gottmik. Okay, so that's going to be another t-shirt, another song or something for her. So she's already got the potential to go really big. And of course, she's known to have all the connections off-site, okay? She's best friends with Gigi Gorgeous. She's already filming makeup tutorials with James Charles, who's in a bit of hot water recently. But this video is not about him. Okay, this is this color set. Okay, now that I look like I just had an accident at the flower factory. Get my nose because it's really sweating today. Okay, let's blend it all out and see what we have underneath. Oh no. My sweaty nose has clung onto all that foundation and powder. That's disgusting. So yeah, she gets a total of 27 out of 32 points. That's quite a high score. Will any of the other contestants manage to beat that? We'll find out after we come back and I fix this nose. Okay, fix that nose. My nose gets really sweaty sometimes and just nothing will stick to it. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention, for the final lip sync this time, actually, you notice that they never featured Gottmik at all, okay? She got the least time featured in the final 4 lip sync, split screen lip sync. And I think they did it especially so they could, cut down her time and not have her being overshadowed by everyone else, because she was not a really good lip syncer, okay? Her actions and everything looked exactly like the lip sync that she did at the beginning, okay? And they kept her out of the bottom the entire season, because I think if she lip synced, she would probably have gone home. But that's something they don't want us to see, so let's disregard that so she can win. Okay, contour. Going in my NYX. Next is Kandy Muse. Okay, Kandy Muse was actually already eliminated once from the season, right? So she was actually held back. She was actually kept because Ru was obviously, and production probably thought that she was probably the best thing of the season, okay? That she's the most entertaining, she's the one that's garnering the most emotions offline as well. So for charisma, I give her a 4. She's definitely the top, okay? She's a darling of production, and I'm sure that any queen who had a lip sync against Kandy knew that there was no way they were going to get rid of her. Because if you eliminated Kandy, everyone else would have just been super boring. So Kandy gets a 4 for charisma. She gets a 3 for uniqueness from me. She's definitely very, very unique, okay? She's from the hood to Hollywood, plus-size girl with amazing makeup talents and also very, very good, some very good runways. She's definitely, in the mold of someone like Vanjie or someone like even Cynthia Lee Fontaine, who's very loud and abrasive, and production seems gravitates towards these as reality stars. So yeah, she gets a 3 for that. Nerve, I gave her a 2, only because Gottmik and Symone are definitely more nervy than her, okay? I mean, they're all really up there, but she is very confident and everything, but I think she knows it, okay? So she doesn't really have as much to overcome as the others, I think. I'm not sure about that. What do you think? Who do you think is the most nervy of them all? But anyway, I gave her a 2 because that's how I ranked them, okay? This is a rank choice. Rank choice scoring. Contouring my nose with the same. Okay, so now I'm just going to lay down some translucent, snatch the nose at the same time, and go in with the eyes. Okay, and for talent, I mean, compared to the rest, Kandy didn't score that well, okay? Performance in this episode, I gave her a 1. Her verse wasn't great, okay? You could barely hear what she was saying in her verse. She didn't cinch for her performance either. She cinched so well for the Rose Challenge, but here she just looked like a... She didn't, her shape wasn't very good here. And of course, at the end, when they did this bing bang bong kick line, poor Gottmik has to be the end of the human centipede for this, and right behind Kandy as well. Performance in the season, she only gets a 1. She only won 1 challenge, and that was a roast, okay? And I think that was really just given to her because she had to go into the finale with at least 1 win. But the lip sync at the end actually, I think, saved her a little bit, okay? She was the only one at the finale lip sync that actually gave some levels, okay? She actually had emotion and some levels, whereas everyone else was pretty much predictable of what they were going to do. Makeup, I gave her a 3 after Gottmik, okay? I think she's got one of the best makeups of the season, and she's a really trained makeup artist, and she changes it up every single time. So I gave her quite high marks, at 3 for makeup. And for fashion, I gave her a 2, okay? So she's got some good stuff on the runway, okay? She has some really, really amazing looks, such as this one and this one, but I think some of her looks were really, really iffy, okay? Especially this one, and of course her Hot Pockets runway, which was not very good. And her finale runway this time was better, was cleaner, but it looked a bit like from the same collection as her Hot Pockets look, okay? A little bit messy around the edges and not really a cohesive kind of what I think a Kandy Muse look would look like. But she is the narrator of the season, and she definitely has earned her place in the top 4, if not for just being really, really entertaining alone, okay? And that counts for a lot in RuPaul's Drag Race. Okay, I'm going to be using my Feet on the Ground palette from Mitchell. Okay, I'm going to try to give myself a very neutral eye using the blacks and the browns. I'm going to stay away from the colors today, trying to make it more of a neutral look with high fashion look. Okay, so I'm just going to go in first with this taupey shade called Breaking, just as a transition color. It's going to go all over. Off-camera drama and standing, Kandy Muse gets a 1 for me, okay? Well, she's already quite up there with her house of, with her dollhouse and her connection to Aja and everything. But for some reason, she has the least amount of Instagram followers. She only has 300,000 at this stage, compared to Gottmik, who has 800,000, Symone, who has I think about 700,000, and Rosé, who has 444,000. Something about her is not connecting as well off camera, and a lot of people I hear talk about her seem to find her very grating, okay, and sometimes her tweets can come across very defensive. Although maybe she had a point, but I didn't really like the way she came after Elliot with 2 T's, okay, online, instead of talking to her. I mean, maybe she tried, okay, but the way that Elliot was suffering offline because of all these racist allegations when probably she was just a little bit ignorant, you know, Kandy probably had something to do with that as well. So yeah, so she gets a 1 for that, and that's for a total of 17 out of 32. So you know, not the highest. So Gottmik's 27 and her 17. Are those bookends? Let's find out. So after this transition is all there, I'm going to go in with a bit of a darker shade. I'm going to be using Off-Roading, okay, which is a bit of a warm brown. Just going to sweep that in there. And these shadows blend amazing. Alright, so next, Rosé. And the winner is Rosé. So Rosé, she comes in as this really perfectionist queen, okay, member of Stephanie's Child. A lot to live up to. And of course she was the only one from the Pork Chop Loading Dock to make it to the top 4. So she has a really wonderful comeback story there, which Drag Race loves as well. Okay, they portray her as being really trying to be too perfect and too controlled and a perfectionist. Even Ru and Michelle are telegraphing that, but you know, that's very relatable because I think if I ever got on Drag Race, that would be exactly how I would behave. Okay, I'd be really in my head and really perfectionist, worried about how I come across off screen. So Rosé, they're trying to paint Rosé as that. Okay, so I mean, out of the 4, Rosé gets a 1 for charisma, okay, because I think this is what they're trying to tell us, okay, that she's a bit uptight and a bit too much in her own head, especially for most of the season. She has loosened up recently, but you know, she's probably the least successful at making Ru laugh, and maybe it takes a while to warm up to her. And they said it during this episode, right? They at first thought that she didn't have a personality or everything, and when she told everyone that she was a comedy queen, no one believed her. Unfortunately, I gave her a 1 for uniqueness as well. Okay, she is, as Symone said, you know, her first impressions of her, she's just another one of these white Twinkie queens. She came out of Stephanie's Child, so you know, she's already following in the step of Jan, okay, and that's why she wasn't super unique, so that's why I gave her a 1. Nerve also, I gave her a 1 compared to everyone else. I think she probably has a least to overcome, being you know, a white cis man, okay, that she probably has a lot going for her already. So you know, her nerve wise, it didn't rank up there with the rest of the contestants. Okay, now going in with the black ammo. Okay, I'm just gonna pop that neutral black eye like that. Okay, drag it out. Okay, and blend that into the brown. Yeah, but for talent, she's definitely up there, okay? I gave her a 4 for this episode, okay? For this episode, she definitely gets a 4. Her verse was the best. She sang the best. I really liked her verse, okay? Especially when she started doing the fast rapping and ends up with this, you know, very manly pose. I thought that was quite cute. But I think the outfit was really horrible, okay? That lingerie she was wearing looks like a barrel with ribbons. Her performance in the season, she does come in with 3 wins, okay? So, she won the musical, the commercial challenge, and also the last acting challenge, the Henny I Shrunk the Drag Queens challenge. So yeah, she comes in with quite a number of wins. So she actually gets a 3 for performance in this season. Makeup, I gave her a 1. Okay, her makeup is still really bad. I really don't like the way she just draws these straight lines for her brows, and you know, they don't really taper off or anything. I don't know what that choice is. I'm gonna release these face tapes for now, just so I can relax my face a little bit. Okay, and fashion, she gets a 1 also compared to everyone else. Okay, she's got a lot of hits and misses. I did not like her finale runway. Okay, this tartan thing looked really shapeless, and this horrible thin belt holding everything together. She didn't look like she had much shape at all. In fact, if she wanted to go tartan, she should have used her bagpipes look for this. Her bagpipes look was so much nicer. And her hair on the runway was horrible. This flat wig that kind of like, you know, just went like that. Okay, so she could, I think she could have just picked up the middle a little bit to give it some volume in the middle, but she looked a bit like that monster from Looney Tunes, you know, that kind of a square, kind of red thing. Yeah, and her makeup wise, I really started to notice in this episode how much concealer she's wearing as a boy. In the confessional, she has so much concealer there. And you know, even before she starts her makeup, during the makeup session, she's already wearing a ton of concealer. So you know, she is a queen of a certain age, which isn't a bad thing. And during the finale lip sync, she did find a lot of small details and she did make very specific choices, you know, which track to lip sync to and the small little bits at the end. She did very well for the last round lip sync as well. Okay, and for off-camera behavior and standing, I gave her a 2, okay, just above Kandy Muse. She does have the second least amount of followers out of all of them. And also, there was one time when she went on Instagram Live with Denali and Sharon Needles, and that got a lot of backlash, and she never really addressed that as well. So I'm just wondering where that stands. I'm not really comfortable at cancelling Sharon Needles at the moment. Okay, Sharon Needles does seem to have some problematic tweets and behavior in the past, but, you know, I think overall Sharon Needles is not a bad queen, and I think maybe we should wait for her to address all that before we, you know, jump down her throat. Okay, I'm just going to fill in these brows and I'll be right back. Alright, got my brows on. Now I'm just going to dust off this bake. Okay, and cut the crease. And next up is Symone, or as they've been calling her all throughout the season, Symone. I wonder whether she likes that, being given her this nickname. Okay, I think Symone, at the beginning, her charisma was all the way up there, but you know, the last few episodes have been trying to knock her down a little bit, okay, and showing a bit more vulnerability. That endears us to us, but I mean, compared to Gottmik and Kandy, I think Symone gets a 2 for charisma at this point, okay? She doesn't really make Ru laugh that much, more than, you know, just dazzle Ru with her pop culture references and everything, and so far her movements have been pretty much the same. She does have a bit of a clutch, okay? I think they're starting to realize that there's this character that she plays that is a bit of a crutch and it's not 100% authentic at the moment, because I guess she's still quite young. Uniqueness, she gets a 2 as well. Okay, she's definitely very unique, okay, but definitely this black excellence thing has been done before by people like Shea Coulee, Jada Essence Hall. She is not super unique when it comes to that. I mean, compared to the others. Nerve, she gets a 4 from me, okay? The whole story that she had with Ru doing a thing when she moves out of Arkansas with the House of Avalon and moving all the way to LA, that took nerve, okay? So she's definitely quite nervy and she's very inspirational from that aspect. So, you know, the House of Avalon did, she said, taught her all her gay references, her pop culture references, and that's where she's coming from. And her runways really reflect that, okay? It's very much like Gigi Goode. Gigi Goode brought a lot of 90s and 80s cartoon references and all that, while the Emily and Enchantress brought a lot of these black pop culture references, which, you know, is really fun to see on a runway. It's really also what Shea Coulee does a lot too, so I think she's really in that mold. Okay, let's now go into the under eye. I'm gonna brush the under eye a little bit with the transition shade first. Okay, going back in the browns, same colors as I used on the upper. This is not really looking very much like Bimini's look, but it's going to be inspired by. Okay, and for talent, Symone, for this episode, I gave her a 2, okay? Compared to the rest, this episode, she was not 100%. Her verse was okay, she tried to do this dragged out vowels and everything, but you know, the quality of her voice there didn't sound really good. It sounded a bit grating, so I didn't really give her very high marks for that. But for the season, I gave her a 4, okay? She comes in with the most wins. She's won 4 challenges, okay? She won the Congratulations Challenge in episode 2, the RuPaul Mark Challenge in episode 4, the Freaky Friday Challenge, and the Commercial Challenge. So she wins with 4. But, you know, there is this curse of the 4 wins, right? Okay? Gigi Goode went in with 4 wins, Bimini Bon Boulash went in with 4 wins, and neither of them won, right? So, it might be against her. But, you know, I think she will be someone who will be really interesting to watch for All Stars. Just like Kandy Muse, okay? Kandy Muse would be an amazing All-Stars contestant. Black. Okay, for makeup, Symone gets a 2, okay? Her makeup's pretty much the same the entire season. She doesn't really change it up very much. A lot of body makeup, but you know, compared to Gottmik and Kandy, she's unfortunately 2 for makeup. But her fashions, 4, okay? I think she hadn't had a single dud on the runway. The most questionable one, probably the Foxy Brown look, okay? This wasn't super fashionable, but I think everything else was top notch, okay? I think so she gets a 4 for fashion. And for off-camera behavior and branding, obviously a 3, okay? She comes from a very, very amazing house, the House of Avalon with Gigi Goode. So it's a big fashion talent house, so she's definitely going to do very well there. And she's got more than 700,000 Instagram followers, so she's really up there for off-screen branding. So she gets a total of 23 from me. So, you know, not as much as Gottmik, so we'll have to see, okay? From my scoring, Gottmik gets 27, Kandy gets 17, Rosé gets 14, and Symone gets 23. So Let's see if this pans out. Whether Gottmik will win the season. I think she will. Okay, if she doesn't win, I think it's going to be a tie between her and Symone. So what do you guys think? Who do you think should win season 13? Do you agree with my scoring? Is there anything that I missed out? Leave that in the comments below. Okay, so this eye is getting a bit draggier than Bimini. But you know, I can't do what Bimini does, okay? Bimini can wear minimal makeup and look amazing because she's got this really unique bone structure. Not me, unfortunately. Other things about this episode, I thought Ru was wearing Tina Burner colours in her eyes. You see, red, orange and yellow. I think that's going to be a thing now. Unfortunately, although we say Tina Burner does not own these fire colours, I think she does now, okay? Her branding kind of works, okay? Not in the best way. Everyone knows her for that now. Alright. Oh, and Michelle's makeup is Michelle's makeup is really good, but do you notice that it stopped right there? They didn't do her chest. How can they let her go on stage looking like that? Didn't production at least notice that she wasn't wearing any makeup down below and there was this cut off at the base of her neck? I can't believe no one noticed, unless it was a choice. Yeah, that was weird, I thought. I'll just set all that with black. So in the end, this is another smoky Wonder Snatch eye. Now I'm just going to go in with a whole bunch of liners to draw these squiggles on my face, okay? To try to go for a Bimini look. I might as well just pop this shit on to get into the final look. Okay, before I go into my liner, I'm going to try this blush. I picked up some of this this KVD blush as well. I've heard good things about this in Foxglove. Okay, a very cool toned blush. It's very buildable, see? That's quite nice. It really warms up the face a little bit. Okay, Bimini has a very, very glowy, natural look in this photo, but I can't do that, so I'm just going to try to fake it with makeup. Okay, I'm using my Jaclyn Hill highlight. Why don't we talk about the rest of the looks? So far, all of them have posted their finale looks except for LaLaRi, Tamisha Iman and Tina Burner. Okay, Tamisha Iman hasn't been posting any of her looks, okay? She seems to have a little bit of a beef with production. She did release this video saying that, you know, she's waiting for her contract to be up so she can spill some tea. She hasn't been posting any of her looks for any of the runways, so that's unfortunate. Okay, first, Kimora Hall. So Kimora Hall comes out in this very pageant gown and she says it's her homage to her drag mother, Taj Mahal, okay, her late Taj Mahal. So she looks, it's quite simple, but she looks stunning. She's this really, really nice pageant hair. Okay, and these massive earrings, which is something that she's known for. Definitely quite nice, but you know, simple compared to the rest. And next up is Joey J. I'm a gay ass bitch, I'm Joey J. So Joey J has this feathers with dark green hair and everything. The hair looks a little bit flat, okay, and not very, very draggy. It looks okay, but we've seen this before, so not super exciting. Elliot with two T's comes out with this nice orange hair and this kind of a boat neck thing, which I like. I think I tend to look very nice in that too. Nice colours, okay, very nice colours. It's a bit of a jumpsuit with some ruffle also, but I think this would have looked quite nice on a runway. Okay, I'm going to extend this liner here. Something like that. Okay, so next after Elliot is, I guess, is Denali. Denali has this Aurora Borealis kind of an outfit, right? Very, very nice. Nice shimmer and everything, and a bit of like a wig of Golgi kind of a hair. Okay, so yeah, she's going for this Ice Queen Alaska look. I think very, very suiting, and the makeup looks great too. Really a nice big toot, this Denali look. And then of course Utica. Utica comes out in her cathedral look, okay? She showed this on her Watch a Packin'. Okay, looks amazing. And she has this crown which melts in her face, a bit like how Violet Chachki came in for the finale of season 8, okay, with this crown, with this like flesh crown, and hers is a cathedral crown. And of course this brings in her, you know, her Seventh-day Adventist roots and everything, so she looks great. I think she looks wonderful. She's really up there. Okay, yeah, and so those are the looks. Who's your favorite off-camera finale look? I think my favorite off-camera would have been Utica's. Alright, so I'm just going to keep drawing some of these squiggles on my face. Okay, this is going to require some concentration, and I'll be right back with the finished look and a wrap up. Alright, see you in a bit. And this is the finished look. The winner of Drag Race UK Season 2, Bimini Bon Boulash. When I say winner of Season 2, I don't really want to take away the win from Lawrence Chaney, okay? She deserves the win, but I think Bimini comes off as a real winner of Season 2. She's got a book deal, a modelling contract, and she's got this really nice, interesting take on gender, and I think she's going to go far with her win, alright? So, okay, enough about Bimini Bon Boulash, but what do you think about Season 13 so far? Who do you think is going to win, okay? According to my calculations, Gottmik's going to take the crown, okay? And if she is, I'm going to do another Gottmik tribute, okay? I really want to try that polka dotted thing, okay? That wig itself is amazing. Alright, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, okay? If you haven't already, I know you want to, okay? And ring that post notifications bell so you're notified every time I upload a new video. I've got one more video in my hair series, and don't forget in my last video when I styled a wig with Symone Black, we're giving away a styled wig, okay? Instructions are in the video, so check it out. Alright, bye! See you next time! This is my, can I speak to the manager hair? Oh, I just can't tame these baby hairs. They're a little bit like Morgan McMichael's. I contoured my lower lip today. Does it look fuller? Alright, don't forget to check out my other videos. I applied to Season 14 there, and I also did a Utica-inspired look here for the fashion runway. Alright, see you next time. Bye! Ooh.